While there are other debuting collections from IWC that have been unveiled at the fair, I want to hone in on a particular range, the Ingenieur. Nearly 50 years ago, legendary watch designer Gerald Genta birthed the IWC Ingenieur, and after various evolutions, the collection returned closer to its roots in 2023 with the latest generation automatic 40. Now, we've seen the range since expand with, mere dial refreshes, but as one of the brand's hottest models, it makes sense that this year we see some aggressive expansion, introducing new sizes, materials, and even complications. Let's run through them all. First up, those who prefer more mid-sized watches will be glad to see the IWC Ingenieur Automatic 35 make its debut. While the framework of its design remains the same, a 100-meter water-resistant case affixed to an integrated bracelet and dials bestowed with IWC's grid motif and a date complication at the 3 o'clock position, the Ingenieur Automatic 35 has some notable differences beyond its smaller diameter. It's 1.4 millimeters thinner than the Automatic 40, measuring just 9.4 millimeters thick. To suit the smaller case, IWC has pivoted to the automatic caliber 47-110, which has a standard 42 hours of power reserve rather than the 5 days afforded by the automatic 40. So buyers will have to decide which matters more to them, size or endurance. For the first time ever in the current Ingenieur automatic range, the Automatic 35 boasts an exhibition caseback in all 3 of its debuting configurations, whether the 2 in stainless steel with either a black or silver dial, or the first time debuting 18-karat 5N gold model with a gold-colored dial. Which, by the way, I've got to say is my favorite of the 3. Are you watching this wishing the Automatic 40 would have gotten the precious metal and exhibition caseback treatment? Well, your wishes come true, because IWC is not leaving the Automatic 40 out of the party. Also debuting is a 40mm model, 10.8 millimeters thick and 100 meters water resistant, in 18-karat 5N gold, and it's paired with a handsome black dial with the expected grid motif. Flipping the watch over, you will see the 5-day automatic caliber 32111 in full view for the first time inside the Ingenieur. Though it has an exhibition caseback, the watch is actually thinner than its predecessors with a solid caseback. How? Well, because the trade-off is there is no soft iron cage encasing the movement. Were it still in place, it would obstruct the movement view, and therefore IWC opted not to utilize such a device meant to increase anti-magnetism. That being said, I don't think most of you would find this to be an Achilles heel by any stretch, and would probably welcome such an open view of the movement, especially because it's precious metal and it's more luxurious. Yeah, I'm not worried for you guys. There is another Automatic 40 to discover as well, but this time we return to the familiar stainless steel case and bracelet with a solid caseback. So, what's new here? At a glance, it would seem just a green dial, but the story goes a bit deeper. Firstly, this watch has the novelty of being a 1,000-piece limited edition, and in some respects, we have Brad Pitt to thank for this new configuration. This watch is inspired by the customized vintage Ingenieur watch prepared for Pitt, worn as the character Sonny Hayes in the highly anticipated upcoming film F1. It not only features a new green dial color, but IWC has opted to outfit the dial with case-contrasting gold-plated hands, indices, and a contrasting date window frame, a first for the modern Ingenieur. And by the way, IWC, A+ marks for perfectly color matching the date disc to this new dial hue. What do you think? Will you be racing to score one of the 1,000? Now, let's step things up a notch. For the first time in this generation's Ingenieur lineup, we now have a black ceramic model, the IWC Ingenieur Automatic 42 Black Ceramic, which of course is naturally debuting the first ever 42mm automatic in this current Ingenieur lineup. While other watch brands have certainly joined in on the party and made advancements in ceramic watchmaking, in 1986 IWC secured the laurel of being the first watchmaker to present a true ceramic wristwatch. Furthermore, black ceramic in particular is meaningful to IWC when you factor in its pioneering designs for Porsche design as well. Fast forwarding to the present, IWC continues to flex its mastery of ceramic watchmaking. However, IWC wanted to nail it with the Ingenieur and get it just right, considering the metal models are known for their high quality external finishes, and it was necessary to ensure a ceramic model would share such a quality. It's hard enough to finish a full ceramic case, and it's perhaps even more difficult to do so with a full ceramic bracelet. The reason IWC opted for full ceramic rather than its ceratanium is due to the fact the brand wanted to maintain this more sophisticated level of mixed finishing as seen on the metallic Ingenieurs. It also nets a deeper black color, and this better conveys the luxurious light play that occurs with such mixed finishes. The watch is aptly paired with a black grid dial to keep a more monochromatic look, and flipping the watch over, you will find a smoked exhibition case back crystal to continue this stealthy theme. Beneath the crystal, however, you have the 60-hour automatic 82-110 movement. And don't worry, I'm not forgetting to share the full dimensions and depth rating. The 100-meter water-resistant case is 42 millimeters in diameter and 11.6 millimeters thick. Last, and definitely not least, here's where things get complicated. The final Ingenieur novelty making its debut this year is the Perpetual Calendar 41, the first high-complication Ingenieur in the current generation collection, really the first model beyond a time and date for that matter. Despite being a high complication, a perpetual calendar watch, the measurements are very tame, measuring in at 41.6 millimeters in diameter, 13.4 millimeters thick, and a very awesome for those who prefer not to take this watch off while vacationing at the beach, 100-meter water-resistant depth rating, just like the Automatic 35, Automatic 40, and Automatic 42. IWC debuts the Ingenieur Perpetual Calendar 41 with the blue dial we recently saw join the Automatic 40 range at the beginning of the year. But it obviously has some differences with 3 subdials displaying the indications of the perpetual calendar. Though this watch only has hours and minutes at its center of the dial, the 3 o'clock subdial hand points to the current calendar date, the subdial at 6 o'clock reveals the current month and phase of the moon, and at the 9 o'clock position, you can find the day of the week and leap year indicator. And all these indications can be advanced in synchronization simply via the crown thanks to Kurt Claus and IWC's FAME system. Inside and exhibited is the automatic caliber 82-600, which boasts 60 hours of power reserve despite being a high comp movement. Though none of us will be alive to confirm so, thanks to a reduction gear train using 2 intermediate wheels, the moon phase indication is said to only deviate by 1 day after 577.5 years. Look, I know it's a lot to cover, so if you or I have missed something, the full specifications and pricing will be listed in the description below for every model. Setting pricing aside though, and getting into a grail mentality, a genie hands you a Ceratanium lamp, and after you rub its sandblasted surface, you are granted whichever one of these watches you want. Tell me in the comments below which model you would pick. Which is your favorite? And let's not be too greedy right after we've been served a full meal here, but seeing these new horizons for the Ingenieur, what colors, complications, and materials would you want to see in the future? After all, it will be the 50th anniversary of the Ingenieur next year. Maybe an Ingenieur Eternal Calendar? Nah, they couldn't. They wouldn't. Would they, Marcus? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the Time+Tide channel for all the latest watch news, reviews, and content. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.